Hello, this week is Parshat Truma, and in Parshat Truma we are told that God had commanded that they should make the kalim of the Mishkan, and one of the things that was in the Mishkan, the Aron HaKodesh, the Ark of the Covenant, was in there. And the Ark of the Covenant, the Aron HaKodesh, to me, reminds me of each and every one of us, and I want to share with you how I see that. And that is that in the Aron, inside, it housed three things. One was a portion of the man, the food that sustained them all the years in the desert. The second thing was the broken luchot. That was the tablets that Moshe broke when he came down from the mountain and saw the Jews had done the sin of the Egel. And the third thing is the rod of Aaron, the one that when the priesthood was put in question, the people questioned whether or not it was from God that the line of the priesthood should come from Aaron. There was a test done, and there was a staff taken from each and every tribe, and the one that blossomed was the one that God chose, and that came out. That miracle was Aaron, and Aaron was to be the line of the priesthood was supposed to come from Aaron. That was confirmed by God. Anyways, so how does this connect to us? And the way I see it is we are made of a body and a soul, and we have to be sustained both physically and spiritually. And physically, we are sustained by the food that we eat every single day. That all comes from God. It might be as clear and obvious as the one that fell down from heaven every day, but if you think about it and how food grows and how it gets to you, you realize that it is all from God. And the fact that we can live every day because we couldn't live without food, the fact that our body is sustained by this nutrition every day is something that comes from God, and that keeps us going. The second thing, the broken tablets, represents us spiritually. Okay, so you say we did not do the sin of the golden calf, but anytime that we go against God's will and we do something wrong, in essence, it's denying the word of God, and that is the brokenness that we have inside. That is the brokenness that is represented by the broken tablets. But of course, we have the knowledge that just like those were broken, when we fail to do the right thing, God gave us a second chance, and we know that there are second chances. So the third thing, which I want to get to after I point out that the Aron HaKodesh was only the only time that the priest entered in to have contact was on Yom Kippur, and then he had contact with Aaron, which is of course where the voice of God came out, and then we would know whether the people were forgiven or not forgiven for the next year. And this really represents all of us, what we go through when we have our own Yom Kippur, which is when we strip down all the negativity, all the garbage that we've been housing, everything that we've done wrong, and we know that we've done wrong, and we understand really who we are and what we're supposed to do, and we get in contact with our true selves. That is when we have an encounter with God, just like the Kohen HaGadol on Yom Kippur, on that day of truth. And if we've done all that work successfully, then we will have life to come, meaning then our days will be lived out with purpose, infused with purpose. And it is only when we have purpose that we really truly have life and we live on. So when we come in contact with that God within us, which God infused in every single person, that breath of life, we know God filled our body and animated our body with our soul. When we get in contact truly with that and know who we are, then we can fulfill our purpose. And that's where the rod of Aaron comes in, because the rod of Aaron, when the people questioned about the priesthood, whether it was really ordained from God or not, and the miracle happened that proved, that confirmed to the people and to Aaron that yes, this is his purpose and he is his purpose forevermore. That's us. When we realize what our purpose is, sometimes, unfortunately, even the people around us, people in our communities, might question, really, that's who you think you are, that's who you think you're meant to be or meant to do, or, and even though they might not say in actual words, that feeling might be given to us, but we have to have that knowledge that we hold that staff within us, that we know that who we're meant to be, and if we're true to that, that will sprout, that will bring forth the flowers that they said, the flower and the fruit, which represents us doing it and it lasting for the next generations. Because when you're true to your purpose and you do what you're meant to be and you put that out in the world, the rippling effect lasts forever. And that is a confirmation that we get from the rod of Aaron. And we all house this inside of us. We're infused physically and spiritually with life from God, and we just have to know that. And we just have to have that confidence and carry that rod of Aaron with us too, and know who we are and actualize our potential. And then that Aaron can be the center of the nation, because everybody is really the center of their worlds, and it can be animated by God and purpose and beauty. Wishing you all a Shabbat Shalom.